God can make up for lost time. So it's time you stop worrying about that. Have you ever felt like you wasted too much time? Have you ever felt like you should be way further than you are? That the life that you're living right now is not where you're supposed to be at and all these other things? Well, I'm here to remind you something. God is not bound by time. He can restore to you everything that you think you've lost. Now, how are we going to do this? So let me break it down for you guys. As humans, we think we're behind, but we're letting go of the fact that God doesn't work on a timeline, right? Now, to give this some sort of psychological framework, this is called temporal discounting, right? People are going to often overestimate the importance of lost time and underestimate how much they can achieve moving forward, right? So I'll say that again. So temporal discounting is when you think to yourself that, oh my gosh, all that time I've lost and wasted, and you overestimate the importance of that time. That time is gone. It's lost. It doesn't exist anymore. And as a result, you start to underestimate how much you can still moving forward do. That's a realization I feel like I had 2 weeks ago. I was looking back at all the time I had used preparing for my media takeover, if you will. That's a big thing I've been working on, just becoming a better version of myself. And I felt like at one point I had just wasted so much time, and I just started thinking about the years before that, the months and all that time where I was just like, Jesus Christ, what happened? And it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago that I sat down and I was like, hey, that doesn't exist anymore. What are we going to do now moving forward? Right? And because of this, it made me realize that, like, God, who I serve, doesn't care about time. I'm on God's time. I'm in the perfect stage of my life that I'm supposed to be in to be ready for the blessings that God is going to bestow upon me, right? You got to think, like, in the Bible, we have plenty of examples, right? Like, Moses didn't find his calling till he was, 80. Abraham had his promised son when he was 100. God's timing is not man's timing. So you need to stop comparing your journey to others. We all serve the same God, but my God knows what I need. And perhaps you got to look at it from a different perspective as well. Sometimes what you think was a delay is actually preparation, right? I'm going to check my notes here because I got a Bible verse. Joel 2:2-25. I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. Oh my goodness. I remember hearing this as a kid in church. I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. Even the seasons you thought were wasted, God can use them. Nothing is lost with him. Joel 2:2-25. I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. Man, wow, I really needed that. Right? Like, you got to think to yourself, in this journey, you're going to have setbacks, you're going to have losses, you're going to have things that happen, you're going to make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect. You're human, right? And if you release the weight and this, unreal perception you have of time in this framework, and instead look at it as like, God is preparing me. I'm not wasting any time. This is preparation for the person I need to be in order to achieve the greatness that God has told me I was going to have, right? And so God says to us in Joel 2:25 that I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. So all those years you've been destroyed, all those years where you felt like, God, I need this and I don't have that, all those moments you've ever experienced in your life, God is going to give back to you tenfold, 100-fold, right? Because he's just preparing you to be ready for his blessing. Acceleration is real. God can do for you in 1 year what you couldn't do in 10, right? When you release your timeline and when you open yourself up to what God is creating for you, where God is putting you, all that suddenly 1 month is equivalent to a year. What you would have done in 1 year, God can do for you in 1 month. And that's exactly how I feel right now. Like, I'm on the verge of doing some great things. And what I'm doing would have taken me so long in the past. And I've tried it my way so many times. But when I changed my perspective and said, I'm going to do it God's way, I'm going to build over time. I'm going to trust that God is going to do for me what he said he's going to do for me. You know, once I started having that realization and that understanding and being open-minded to the fact that my timing is not God's timing, dude, I'm telling you, everything started to shift, and we're witnessing it right now. If you're watching this video, you're catching me in the midst of this, and I know what God is doing for me, and I know what he's going to do for you, right? Yeah, I think like the Bible is showing us. Joseph at one point went to prison and then to a palace in a single day, right? God is God is miraculous. He works miracles. He's going to change your life. He's going to make it to where everything that you want in your life you're going to have, but you just have to trust his timing. God is never late. He's never early, but he's what? He is right on time. So I call to you action, right? I want you to release stress, and I want you to stop thinking about the time that you think you've lost. Let it go. Because God can restore, he can accelerate, and he can bless you beyond anything that you imagine. All you have to do is trust him and keep moving. That's my message for you guys today. Hopefully this resonates with someone out there. And if you like it, as always, leave a like and a comment. You can join my community either in the description or link to my bio. I will catch you guys in the next one. Deuces. Love y'all.